This video is part of a series teaching you how to play with modes. And to go with this series, I prepared for you a free downloadable pack with 35 backing tracks, full charts, videos, tabs. It's completely free. Check the link below, grab your pack, and let's get into this lesson. We are in part 2 of our series on playing with modes. Today is all about the Dorian mode, which is a super useful mode. The previous video was about the Aeolian mode. This is a full series on playing modal. We're going to explore the 7 church modes. And if you have not yet done so, visit the link below because I have for you something very special, a full pack for free, completely free. All you need to do is visit the link below, enter your best email address, and I'll be sending you that full course right away. This is a course made of full backing tracks. You're gonna get tons of backing tracks, tons of charts, some tabbed solos, just to go further with some of the content, the concepts that we're exploring today. Do that right now. The link's below, and let's get into this lesson. Grab your guitar. Right after this, we'll get started. Hi, my name is David Wallman. Welcome to this channel, which is all about helping guitar players like all of us find our voice, develop that voice, and translate on the instrument some of our unique ideas, who we are. The music comes from inside. This is just our pencil that we're using to tell our musical story. And we are exploring the Dorian mode today. Why? Because I think it's one of the most useful modes for modern music. And most people who watch this channel are into blues, rock, funk. And if that's not you, you can still use the Dorian mode. What is the Dorian mode? Well, I like to see modes as musical alphabets. And there are 2 types of alphabets in music. There's a lot of alphabets, but 2 main types that are going to fit one of 2 boxes. The box with the major stuff, the box with the minor stuff. The Dorian mode is in the minor stuff box. Why? Because it works over a minor chord. Now there's more to that, but you're going to find that in the minor box. Before we get started, we need to look at the blueprint of that mode, just like we've done with the Aeolian. That's the fingerprint of the mode that gives you basically the different letters or the different notes that you're going to be able to use on that modal backing track. In this case, we are in A. This is the backing track we're playing over. That backing track was specifically created for you to play the Dorian mode. If you play anything else, it's not going to work. We're in A Dorian, so if I play A Dorian, all the notes are going to match that. Fits perfectly. If I play another mode, let's say the Aeolian mode, not very pretty, right? So matching musical elements is very important. What I mean by that is that if you're playing over a chord or a series of chords that have, let's say, a minor third, then you've got to pick a scale that has that minor third. And that's in that minor box. The Dorian mode is one of them. Now, when I say you have to, you can do whatever you want in music. Music is about freedom, communication, expressing yourself. If you don't like that sound, don't do it. That's okay. But if you do respect those elements given by the chords, you're going to be playing something that is going to be appealing to most out there. And that's an important thing if you want to tell a story that people are going to relate to and pay attention to, right? So the blueprint is that series of notes. That's a series of intervals, letters, like I like to see that, them. Sorry, too many videos shot today. We're going to look at that blueprint, but we're not going to do it in this camera. We're going to do it in that one. That way you get the close-up. It's a little easier. Here's that blueprint, which tells you which notes of that musical alphabet are used to build our musical canvas. That backing track that you heard, all of the notes, regardless, were extracted from that blueprint that I'm about to give you. The blueprint is 1. Major second, minor third. You knew that already because the Dorian mode is part of that minor box. It's found in that minor box. We have a 4th, a 5th, a major 6th, and a minor 7th. Let me show you the position I'm using. Now, positions are not that important in this lesson. Positions are good to kind of organize your thoughts and get started, whether it's the cage system that we're going to use here, 3 note per strings. It doesn't matter, because eventually you want to get past that. You don't want your music to be directed by the shape. You don't want that. And I know 99% of players do that. And even those who say they don't, they are still influenced by the shapes and the positions. But we want to strive to get past that and have the music come from inside. And I'll show you how to do that. But this is the position we'll use in this area of the fretboard. The one is A, because we're playing an A Dorian. And here it is. From the low E string to the high E string, we have frets 5, 7, 8. And the next string, 5, 7. Next string, we have 4, 5, 7. Third string, same thing, 4, 5, 7. Next one, we have 5, 7, 8. And 5, 7, 8. That's the blueprint. Now that doesn't mean that all your solos need to be in that zone of the fretboard, because if you do, it might sound okay for a while. For a long while, actually. The problem with that is that, well, if you stay too long here, then your mind takes a break and your fingers take over and all your music sounds like very influenced by licks, right? Which is okay sometimes, but you want your brain to be involved a little bit. How do you do that? Just like this. When you are practicing this scale, whatever the position, this one or another one, I want you to anticipate the sound of every note. So sing as you're playing it, even if it's a new scale. If it's a new scale, you're going to play the note first, then adapt your voice to that. Do the work. Even if you're not a good singer, try to match that pitch as best as you can. That'll strengthen the connection between your inner voice and what your fingers are doing. Eventually, you will reverse the process. What I mean by that is that you'll play a note and you will be able to sing the next one. Ba, 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 da, da, da. That's when you know that you're ready for the next step, which is a cool musical step. So now that you know that position, or whatever position it is, but again, we use this one, I want you to expand and explore other areas of the fretboard. So we're going to start musically right away by applying the tip that we did in the previous video on Mixolydian. You know, we put the guitar down, we start singing and find ideas and over the backing track. So I'm going to do that. Na, 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 na. Cheesy, like we discovered in the Mixolydian, right? Na, 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 na. That works, okay? So fish around. Na, 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 na. Okay, that's our lick. I'll play it with the guitar only. That is Dorian, right? Singing over it was Dorian automatically because you were doing this. Getting used to that, right? So we've got our lick. What I want you to do now is break away from that position. So try to find other ways to playing that. Na 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 na. Okay. Na na. I'm not gonna play it here. Na, 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 na. Maybe. It's a different way of playing this. Now, if you close your eyes and I play these two ideas one after the other, you will really be able to tell which position I'm in. Sounds exactly like this. Right? Doesn't make a difference. But it helps because it breaks the habit that your fingers have to always play in the same zone. And it helps you take over. Your mind taking over. Your mind creates the music. Your inner ear, not the fingers. That's super important. That's where you can develop things of your own. Now let's explore a few things that I kind of like to do with the Dorian mode. We are in A. And yes, there is that position that we used, which is kind of cool because within that position, we find a hidden minor pentatonic. right? We found the same exact notes of that first position of minor pentatonic, and the only difference is a couple notes that we're adding to that minor pentatonic. We're adding the major second, which is also here and here, and the major sixth. So that means that you could play all your minor pentatonic licks and just inject to that those two extra notes. Maybe focus on one at a time. Maybe play minor pentatonic and try to land on the second, which is in between the 1 and the minor 3 of the minor pentatonic. So you have one right here, one right here, one right here. Good way to say it is to find it is to name the formula of the minor pentatonic as you go. 1, minor 3, 4, 5, minor 7. Whenever you have a minor 3, you know that you have that major second 1 fret below. So you could play those licks, and whenever you hit the minor 3s, this one, and this one, 1 fret below will work. So I'm going to improvise a little bit. A minor pentatonic, minor blues, why not? We can inject the blue note if we want, and try to land on the seconds. So it'll give life to all your licks. Minor pentatonic, blues maybe. And then I'm going to play that minor third, 1 fret below. Land on the second. Opens up a little bit, right? Gives you a different color. Cool. Now, we can do the same thing with the other additional note, which is the major sixth. There's one right here on the 4th string, 4th fret. One on the 2nd string, 7th fret. Let's do that. Target that note now. Minor pentatonic, minor blues, and target that major sixth. All right, first you may be unsure because you're not used to it. And then it becomes, oh, that's cool, you get used to it. And soon enough, just by blending those two notes with the minor pentatonic scale, we're playing Dorian. Okay, so that's tip number 1. Playing Dorian is easy. Minor pentatonic plus major second and major sixth. Let's explore another thing that I really like to do. So we're going to look at the origins of that Dorian mode. That Dorian mode, which I'm considering a unique and individual scale, musical canvas. Dorian is Dorian. I don't like to think Dorian is a 2nd degree of the major scale. No, that's not helpful, except for here. Because if you know that originally, a long time ago, when these modes started to appear as unique and individual things, they were extracted from the major scale. Dorian is the 2nd degree. So we can see this as Dorian is the 2nd degree. What do we have just after Dorian? Phrygian, 2 frets higher, which is also minor, and we find within the Phrygian mode a minor pentatonic scale. Wait a minute. Does that mean that you can play a minor pentatonic scale on the degree of Dorian and the same thing 2 frets higher? Yep. Let's give that a try. I'll play a lick in A minor pentatonic. Same exact lick 2 frets higher. Hey. That is cool. And that's because you find the same minor pentatonic 2 frets higher, like that. Now, if you're playing in that B minor pentatonic, are you still playing in a Dorian? Yeah. Why? Because what do you hear in the back? That's what tells us what you're playing in. Not the position, but the chords you're playing over. Okay? It's that attraction that is important. Now, you might be thinking that you're playing in B minor pentatonic. No matter how hard you hit those notes, still going to be attracted to that A. Still works in context, but it gives you different intervals. That's another thing you could do with the Dorian mode. Now we can go a little further because, yes, Dorian, Phrygian, after that is Mixolydian, Aeolian. Aeolian is minor too. I wonder if there's a minor pentatonic hidden in Aeolian. I don't know. Well, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's Aeolian. Hey. There is. So that means you could play E minor pentatonic on there too. Okay, cool. Let's do it. So that's 3 minor pentatonics. That's A minor pentatonic, B minor pentatonic, E minor pentatonic. So one lick can be played in 3 areas of the fretboard. That's pretty cool. You can apply that to any other modes if you know the order of these modes. Pretty cool. Now, here's a bonus tip. Now, this is just something I like to do. It's not like magic thing. It's more of a position thing, but I think it sounds pretty cool. It's to actually, instead of visualizing the root, the A, on the low E string, which makes sense. It's the first note you see when you look at your guitar. Low E string, which is the one closest to you. A, bam, build that position. Let's break that a little bit. Let's find an A on the next string, the A string. A string, A on the A string. Well, that's open, but that's also the 12th fret. And I really like this position right here because you can build your Dorian mode here. And you've got this going on, which is part of that minor 7 arpeggio. Let me show you the close-up. It'll make more sense. So you've got that A on the 5th string, 12th fret here, and I can build my minor 7 arpeggio, which is extracted from the Dorian mode also. It's just the 1, minor 3, 5, minor 7. Those 4 notes are found in the formula that we studied first. Here's that arpeggio. Let me show you. We're starting on the 5th string, on the root. 5th string, 12th fret. Minor 3rd is 3 frets higher, 15th fret. Then we have the 5th on the 4th string, 14th fret. Minor 7th is on the 3rd string, 12th fret. And here's where it's interesting because we have root, minor 3rd, 5th, minor 7th, that kind of thing, which is very sweepable. But then when you're landing on that minor 7, just before the minor 7 is the major 6th, which is what we call a characteristic note of the Dorian mode. Because the Dorian mode is one of the only minor modes and the only minor modes in the church mode family, which is what we're talking about now, that has a major 6th. So you could do something like this. You do your sweep, 1 fret below. So, and it falls under the fingers really well because you've got ring, middle, index, pinky, and ring here. And you can approach that 6 with a slide. It sounds even more sophisticated. And then you can continue minor pentatonic if you want. That kind of thing, right? Let's play a little bit with that idea. To put it in context, I'll start, low, the lower area of the fretboard to kind of blend with the chord, and then I'll gradually get out of that group of notes, that range. That's the word I was looking for. So we'll start gently here. Minor pentatonic with those 2 additional notes. And I want to get in that zone of the fretboard, but I don't want to do an abrupt transition. So maybe I can do B minor pentatonic, E. Now I'm in that zone. That kind of thing, right? I'll play it all together. I think it sounds pretty good. I really like that zone of the fretboard, that shape of the cage system, which is the A shape. Those were just a few things that I like to do with the Dorian Mode. But remember that really, truly, the best way to develop ideas in musical canvas, to master that with your ear, understand it, and understand how to fluently speak over it, is just that, as I said before, and just listen. It's incredible the things that you know already. You don't realize you know them until you put the guitar down. You don't have to be a good singer. Na 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 da 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 da. Okay, cool. Sounded like cheese again, but ba-da-ba-ba. That kind of thing. That idea was born from me just singing. I wouldn't have had that idea necessarily with playing, because my fingers would take over and they're not used to playing that. But because I found it from here, I trained my fingers to respond to the command. This is your command control. Fingers should be responding. It creates new ideas. Oftentimes, guitar players think that these are the command. No, you're not in control. I'm in control. You follow my command. Now, yes, sometimes when your mind is really in command like this, you're singing, na na da ba da ba, and then you translate that on with your fingers. That's very demanding. That's not. You shouldn't hear that. That's in my mind. Create something melodic. Now that kind of like caters the melodic mind, like that fits, that's pretty, that's nice, but it's not super exciting. Why? Because I don't have the capacity in my mind to play all those shreddy things. That's where the fingers come into the picture, and that's where you let your fingers take over sometimes. If you have like a few minutes of active, like anticipating the sound of every note, yeah, that was a bad note in there. I need my fingers to take over so that my mind can take a break and rest. That's where I'm going to rely on those faster licks and play properly, hopefully. Not playing very well today. Sorry, I need more coffee maybe. But that's the idea. I hope that makes sense. It's really useful, very, very practical, and that's what I had for you today. Don't forget to download your free pack, free course. It's something that I sell on my website. Today, I still sell it, but it's free for you because you guys are awesome. Check it out, link is below. Tons of backing tracks, playing over modes, no strings attached. Download it. You will be placed on the newsletter. Unsubscribe anytime. It's fine. I want you to enjoy this pack with all these resources to go further with this. Be on lookout for the next video, part of this series on playing with modes, and make sure that you check out the Mixolydian strategy video as well, which goes with this. And I think that Mixolydian and Dorian kind of go hand in hand. I hinted at that last time. And that's because they operate in the same musical genre, musical context: blues, rock, funk, modern music. If it's a major type of thing, go with Mixolydian. Major as in there's a major triad, minor triad, Dorian, both kind of work in the same way. Plus, there's only one note that changes between both. That's the third. So if you were to take that Mixolydian mode that we studied in the previous video and change the major third to a minor third, you'd have the Dorian, only one note different. pretty cool. Anyways, that's what I had for you today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed, do it. It's free. Every week, 3 videos like this, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Come out, helping guitar players like all of us equip our fingers to respond to the command, our inner ear. That is a weird outro. Hope you liked it. Thanks so much for watching this. I'll see you next time. Practice well.